Have you ever felt out of place your whole life? Like you just didn't fit in. Imagine going through your entire existence, feeling a bit different, only to discover later on that there's a reason behind it. Something like being autistic? Now that's where it gets really intriguing. When you receive a late diagnosis, it can feel as if suddenly everyone around you is questioning what being autistic truly means. Picture this. For years, you find yourself navigating the world, observing the social cues that everyone else seems to pick up effortlessly. You might struggle with eye contact. It's my problem. You might struggle with eye contact or grasping the small, little conversation cues that just go over your head. But you just chalk it up to being unique. Maybe as a child, your preference for solitary play or your intense focus on certain subjects led others to think of you as different, maybe even quirky. I know I've been labeled so many different things. Just learn to go with it. Who wants to be like everyone else anyway? You might have been labeled as shy or odd, and there could have been countless moments in your life where you felt isolated because of those traits. Then, out of the blue, you receive a diagnosis: autism. And all of a sudden, it feels like a light bulb goes off. You gain insight into your experiences and struggles that you face since childhood. There's an undeniable sense of relief in finally understanding why social situations could feel so overwhelming and exhausting, or why patterns and routines bring you comfort. But here's the kicker. Once you've been labeled as autistic, some people around you may suddenly insist that you don't exhibit these types of signs of autism that they, in their mind, think of what autism is or should be. This reaction can be baffling. You might have spent decades feeling the effects of autism, yet when you finally get that label, others start saying, "But you seem so normal." What exactly does normal mean, anyways? This term is definitely subjective, influenced by countless social norms and the persistent expectation of those around you. So when someone declares you normal after your diagnosis, it can feel as if they're invalidating your lived experiences. The strangeness rests in the fact that your life experiences, both sweeping and not so obvious. I'm sorry, I don't really feel good. I'm trying to do this video because doing these videos does help me. They may envision stereotypes that fail to recognize the rich diversity within the autistic community. Autism isn't a one-size-fits-all label. It encompasses a spectrum, which means each person can exhibit different traits and behaviors if they fall on the spectrum. Your version of autism may be, I don't know, I have a hard time describing words. So your vision of autism may be one thing, or perhaps it manifests in a way that aren't immediately visible to the outside world, especially if you have high-functioning autism. This misconception can lead to all sorts of frustrations as you begin to understand yourself in a deeper way, and as you start to embrace your identity. The expectations from some, likely those who haven't dug deep into understanding autism, may be that you fit neatly into a box. This can make it challenging to connect with others about your experience, as it might seem like you're advocating for a version of autism that they think doesn't apply to you. This perception can create barriers in seeking support. If people believe you aren't autistic enough, you might find it even harder to access resources and assistance that could help you in managing the unique challenges that arise. Like when you're an adult, I know managing money, schedules, time, the proper way to respond to people. It gets more challenging as you get older, and you think it would be more easier, and it's not. The lack of understanding might discourage you from sharing your experiences, leading to increased feeling of isolation when you could really benefit from community and connection with other people that think like you. Isn't it ironic? For so long, you might have blended into the crowd, but once a label has been affixed to you, it makes it look like you somehow don't belong in the community you finally come to identify with. Does that make sense? It can create a feeling of being trapped between two worlds. You're neither fully accepted as normal, nor regarded as fully autistic. There's almost a sense of imposter syndrome that can emerge in these situations. Who are you really? Another fascinating layer to experience is how it challenges stereotypes around autism. When someone labels you as normal, it's a word that it's different for everybody. They may be projecting their own ideas about disabilities and what they should be because of the lack of awareness and education. They might believe that certain traits define autism and overlook the more smaller signs or not so obvious ones within the autistic life, especially for those who get diagnosed late. Serve as a reminder that there's no singular path or experience under this spectrum. Everyone's journey is distinct. So, how do we navigate these waters? One powerful method is education, both for ourselves and others. As individuals on their unique journeys, sharing our stories can be a tremendous way to heighten the complexity of autism. It helps break down the barriers of misunderstanding and challenges that narrow perspectives that still exist. By opening conversations about our experiences, we encourage a deeper appreciation for the diverse experiences of autism and the challenges faced on a daily basis by individuals who fall on the spectrum. Being an individual with late diagnosed autism can provide unique lens that fosters understanding and empathy both within the autistic community and beyond. Remember, embracing your experience and expressing who you are is a powerful step to bridging the gap and fostering acceptance while dispelling myths along the way. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm trying to use bigger words in my videos, just broaden my words that I use, my vocabulary. Ultimately, life as a late diagnosed autistic person can be a wild ride. As you uncover the layers of your identity, embracing the quirks that make you, you, and educate others about the reality of your experiences. After all, every individual story has the potential to transform perspectives, lifting the curtain on the rich tapestry of what autism genuinely looks like in the world today. I'm Danielle. There's Nazca sleeping on the ground. I'm out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I hope everyone's doing good out there.